You guys got to be able to co-parent that little boy for 18 years. Figure out what you got to do to make that happen. But honestly, if you were
Inside the courtroom.
Deletions or corrections.
Or delicious.
Off the record quick. So I want to thank Mr. Filson. I originally reached out to Court, I believe, about maybe doing this on Zoom. He's
Yeah, I saw that.
a truck driver. He got himself all the way through some really nasty stuff, going about 20. So I'm glad he's here safely. With that being said, please take
Glad you're here.
Your Honor, as I've stated, nothing to change. I do want to do a brief allocution. I know it's getting late in the day, but I think there's a couple things that are really important. I know we talked a lot at the plea on this case. You looked at the individual, what the kind of facts were. It was a child in common between.
Let me stop you. Miss Bart, go ahead and activate your camera and unmute. I just want to let you know she's here. Go ahead, Mr. Adams. Thank you.
Going back to the underlying facts of the case, this is, again, some folks who have a child in common. There was a lot of factors that, kind of played into what was happening between the two of them. What I can say is that in the time I've worked with Mr. Filson, I don't think we've had any ongoing issues. There hasn't been anything since the initiation of the case that presented as problematic. I do think that the recommendation under 771 to the 12 months of probation makes sense in this matter. We would ask the court.
This is under 771?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Yeah, it's a HIDA, I believe.
Oh, HIDA?
Yes.
Hang on and make sure I get that right. So that actually we can ask you previously, it would actually be sealed. It's tight. Not open. Okay. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I told my client earlier it was 771. So it's actually.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, we're not trying to in any way, I guess, push off the requests and the conditions of probation, but I do want my client to be set up for success. One of the things that jumped out was condition number 9. So my client right now is subjected to random drug and alcohol screenings as a long haul truck driver.
Right.
Sometimes it could be in a couple in a week. Sometimes it could be test you 2 in a week and then you go a month or 2.
Let me stop you. I know where you're going. Is that something that you could share with us? Your employer, when they test you, do they give you any paperwork?
No, if you fail, you're gonna lose your CDL.
No. I understand that, but that doesn't do me any good because I don't know if they tested you. So I won't make you test if you can get it set up with work that they'll let us know that you tested. So if we can get documented, and it's got to be fairly real time. It can't be like 3 weeks after you've tested, they let us know. You follow me? But if we can get, for example, if we get a notice that says in the last 48 hours he's tested and he's tested clean, I'm not going to make you test.
Yeah, I can do that anytime I get tested, but it's random, so it's not gonna be like.
No. I understand that. Right. But that way, if she comes to me and says, Judge, you put him on probation 60 days ago and we haven't seen anything about anybody testing him, then you're going to probably have to start testing for me.
So if your random's been really random, you've gone months and there hasn't been a random at your work, they may say, hey, we need one out of you.
Right.
Need one out of you.
Right.
But
You follow me? I'm going to try not to have you test today for us and tomorrow for them.
well, actually, he did want to say, he said, please tell the judge right now. I'm ready. I can test.
Well, that's great. That'll be one that she doesn't have to worry about.
So that was one of my biggest concerns, obviously. The other one is his average time away from Michigan ranges right between 30 to 60 days.
It's all right. I'm assuming you can give us some documentation. For example, if she sets you up with a reporting probation March 1st, and you know that, 2 days before that, they're sending you to California, then just contact her and say, look, here's what I got. This is my run, and just set up a new date. Communication is the way you stay out of trouble with probation. Communicate. And she's got email. You can send her an email from anywhere at any time of day or night. Right? So just keep in contact with her.
Only last remaining concern we would have had on that one, Your Honor, would be it's actually the availability of the work program days versus I know the preference would always be to do the work program versus community service, but I don't know if community service in this instance with kind of any nonprofit anywhere in the country, it could be California or it could be as he's traveling from spots. So I don't even have extra time to be doing any community service on those, but I didn't know if that was something we could maybe entertain of modifying part of it or all of it to a non
Well, let me ask you a question. In the last 3 weeks, how much of that time have you been outside of Michigan? Yeah.
Last 3 weeks,
Yeah, I don't care about him.
I don't believe.
Okay. All right.
Get back to that.
Okay.
Can I suggest we do yesterday before
He
yesterday?
just got back yesterday. That was kind of our.
I'll tell you what, I'll hold off on work program for 90 days. Let's see where he's at with everything else we're telling him to do. And then we'll talk again. All right? Okay. Anything else?
I'll shut up. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Mr. Filson, anything you want to add? Okay. Miss Bard, is there anything you want to add before I sentence?
No.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Bart, I don't want this to sound like criticism, but I wish you were here.
I'm
So you're
sorry.
not here. No, that's all right. I didn't tell you you had to be here, so I'm not mad or anything. I wish you were here because I'd like to be looking you both in the face when I give you a lecture. Son or daughter? Your child. You see, you two have a child together. Son or
Yes.
daughter?
A son.
How old?
8 months.
All right. You two, please, for all that is holy, would you listen to me? You guys made a baby together. You got to love that baby more than you're mad at each other. You're stuck with each other for another 17 years and 4 months. Figure out how to get along. Do you have anything officially from front of the court as far as visitation, support, all that stuff? Okay.
Not yet.
Like I said, I think Mrs. Bard may have a little information. Mr. Filson said he really wasn't sure on court dates or like with the
Do you
attorney.
have a process started, Ms. Bart?
Yes.
Okay, so at some point, you're going to have a formal visitation order, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, you're on the road all the time. You drink coffee? You got to treat her, regardless of what's going on, you got to treat her as civilly as you treat your barista. You hearing me? Okay? You guys made a baby together. You owe it. What's his name?
Artist.
Arliss? You owe it to Arliss to get along because at some point that little boy is going to be playing ball somewhere and you don't want him to decide, does mom get to come to this game today or dad? Do you? Do you want to put that on him? Mom? You don't want to put that on him, do you? You're going to have 2 birthday parties because you guys can't show up at the same Chuck E. Cheese. Do they still have Chuck E. Cheese?
I think so.
You guys got to be able to co-parent that little boy for 18 years. Figure out what you got to do to make that happen. But honestly, if you were in front of me right now, I'd probably order you to get some counseling too, because you guys need help on how to parent together. I mean, parenting is hard when you're in a relationship with somebody. So for you guys that aren't together anymore, to parent together, you need help. I'd really suggest you get some professional help doing that. I'm ordering stuff. You've seen the recommendations, right? Okay. So what I want you to do is go into all that stuff with the idea, how does this make me a better dad? Because I don't want you guys, because listen, people, I've dealt with the cases where for 18 years, mom and dad couldn't even say hello to each other without something becoming a fist fight. Don't be those parents. That little boy deserves so much more. All right, I'm done. I can sleep better tonight. Good luck, Miss Bart. Good luck on probation.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I have nothing for the court at this time.
Counsel, who you got? Mr. Vargo. Vargo, I got Vargo. I saw that.
Mr. Filson and Ms. Bart, a young couple whose ongoing conflict had become a serious concern for the court. What made this case particularly emotional was the fact that the couple shares an 8-month-old baby boy. Rather than focusing only on the legal aspects of the case, Judge Oakley took the opportunity to address the deeper issue at hand, the impact of constant parental conflict on a child's future. During the hearing, the judge delivered a firm but heartfelt message to both parents. He emphasized that regardless of their personal disagreements, frustrations, or feelings toward each other, their child must remain the top priority. Judge Oakley expressed concern that the ongoing hostility between the couple could create an unhealthy environment for their son as he grows up. He reminded them that children often become the silent victims when parents allow their disputes to overshadow their responsibilities. The most powerful moment came when Judge Oakley warned the couple not to become the type of parents who spend the next 18 years fighting and arguing while their child is caught in the middle. He stressed that every child deserves a stable, peaceful, and supportive upbringing. The judge encouraged both parents to put aside their differences, communicate more responsibly, and work together for the benefit of their son. In the end, Judge Oakley placed both individuals on probation and made it clear that this was an opportunity for them to change their behavior. His decision was not only about accountability but also about giving the couple a chance to build a healthier co-parenting relationship. The hearing concluded with a strong reminder that the future and well-being of their child should always come before personal conflicts, making this one of the most emotional and impactful moments of the court session.